Please take your seats quickly, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.
Hi guys, and welcome to 1minutetennis.com. In today's session, I want to talk to you about topspin on the forehand. And I want to show you a simple but incredibly effective movement of the wrist and the hand, which if you apply to your forehand, will give you more safety, more net clearance, but at the same time, more speed and more spin. Now, probably the biggest difference between the best players in the world and high-level recreational players is the net clearance and spin on the ball, as the players shape the ball across the court and have huge margin for errors while still hitting with great power and great precision. And to do this, we have to make the right movement of the hand. And this involves supination and pronation. So supination is where we turn the hand or the limb to the little finger. We rotate in this direction here. And then pronation is the opposite, where we move to the thumb in this direction. This can apply to the hands or the feet or the arms or the legs. So for example, if my feet are like this, I have pronated feet. And if my feet are like this, I have supinated feet. Now, to get the feel of this, I want to go through a few progressions because this all happens, these movements happen in the very heart of the stroke, right through contact here. We have to be making supination and pronation. So we're not going to do it consciously, we're going to learn it by feel. So to begin with, I've just come up to a glass paddle court here so that you can see my hand clearly. And I'm just rotating the ball across my hand and getting the feeling of rolling that ball with supination, pronation, supination, pronation. And now I'm doing the same drill, but this time with the racket. And the racket is supinating and then pronating, rolling the ball and caressing and massaging the ball through what would be contact. This is a great way of getting the feeling of what the hand and the wrist should be doing during the actual contact phase of the stroke, right through the point where we're making contact with the ball. And now I'm using the net as a reference, standing beside the net as close as I can to my left hip, and I swing across the net and feel the racket going into the net. This gives me a physical reference, and if I feel the racket going into the net, then I know I've made full pronation. So supination, pronation, supination, pronation. Now the movement that I'm demonstrating actually results in the racket finishing low, which is why I'm using the net as something that I can feel as a reference to the correct ending of the stroke. But I'd only have that ending if the ball was kind of waist height or even a little bit lower. At the pro level, the players tend to hit the ball higher, and the result of that will be the same ending, but not so low. So we're here, and the same stroke happens here. See, supination here, and then pronation through the stroke, and then being allowed to continue into this position at the end of the stroke. But by doing it lower and using the net as a reference, we can actually feel whether we've made the correct stroke. What happens to a lot of recreational players is that in a desire to control the ball, they actually will swing and then stop around this position here, somewhere around here. So let the racket continue and have full pronation, and then you'll get real shape to the ball. Because pretty much what happens is the shape that you show the ball is the shape that the ball shows you. So if I was hitting in this direction, if I swing in this way, which is what you see in a lot of recreational players, or this way up here, there's no real pronation. It's a straight movement and the ball will go straight. Low net clearance, and I can't hit it that hard because otherwise it's going to go out and I've got a very low margin for error. But now with supination and pronation, I have an arc shape to the ball, and the ball will show me the same shape. Remember, the shape that you show the ball is the shape that the ball shows you. So by making this wrist movement and feeling it, first of all against a wall, then with the racket against the wall, and then feeling the net, and then adding it to your stroke, then you'll get real shape to your ball. And you'll create the wonderful paradox, which is that the harder you hit the ball, the more it goes in. This is a great way of getting the feel of this stroke and changing your forehand and having more safety and yet more power. I'd love to know how it works if you try it in your game. And if you need more help with your game, have a look at our books on Amazon. We provide detailed, precise scientific breakdown of the physics, the anatomy, and the biomechanics of the strokes, and then super simple solutions with great illustrations that make it easy to apply change to your game. And if you really want to change, then have a look at what we're doing with online coaching. There's information in the website, or you can email us for details. But it's a unique service, and we're helping players in over 30 countries of all ages and all levels. So remember, add supination to your forehand, add pronation to your forehand, and make sure that you have a complete arc a real shape to the stroke, you'll have more net clearance, more speed, more spin, and more success on the tennis court. Thanks for watching, and see you next time for more unique tennis lessons that really work.